The Site 39 documentary. I'm sure we've all heard of Site 39. It's one of the most thriving sites to date, with a community that can truly push the limits of SCP-RP, and a Discord server pushing over 4,000 members. But how did Site 39 achieve the distinction of becoming one of the largest sites ever? Well, in today's video I will tell you. Before I proceed, I would like to express my gratitude to the High Command at Site 39 for making this video possible and for their efforts in uncovering the information. All credits for this information goes to them. So, with that out of the way, let's dive into this. Site 39 was established by the user Sinkuri, who certainly didn't know how far Site 39 will come. In November of 2022 the site was born. They grew slowly at the beginning, but then came what boosted the growth of Site 39, Epsilon 11. At the time, Epsilon 11 was a substantial faction with over 1,000 members, to the best of my knowledge. Soon after, two key individuals emerged who would further enhance Site 39's progress, Nuki and Acthlaze. On August 1, 2023, Site 39 finally reached 1,000 members on their Discord server. This long-awaited accomplishment marked a significant milestone. However, they didn't stop there. They continued to grow and achieve 2,000 members by February 24, 2023. Their progress didn't halt, as they continued to thrive and reached yet another milestone on April 18, 2023, with 3,000 members. And once again, they didn't stop, as on July 17, 2023, they hit the impressive milestone of 4,000 members. Also, if you haven't already, make sure to join their site. The link will be in the description. Let's help them reach 5,000 members so we can finally get a glimpse of what the owner looks like. Like many SCP-RP custom sites, Site 39 hit a brick wall when their biggest challenge emerged. Their map became corrupted. The owner initially thought they would have to shut down for a while to rebuild the map, but that wasn't the case. A user who goes by the name of Henry Doggo offered a map to Site 39. The owner himself stated, "It was by far one of the best Christmas presents I've ever gotten." On the 17th of May 2023, the wedding event took place. This event nearly caused the downfall of Site 39. Two individuals decided that it would be funny to host a wedding event just before the server shut down. However, what they didn't realize was that it was against the Roblox terms of service. Fortunately, Mitch, the director of the Faction Hub, was considerate and gave them a chance to make improvements. And oh boy, they certainly did improve. They're now achieving incredible milestones, such as having well over 100 plus active players on their server. This really does show how much Site 39 has grown throughout the years. I also got access to interview the founder of Site 39, Sinkuri. And we also got a tour.
So, yeah, welcome to our first map. Like I said, everything is broken. All the teleports are broken now. All the doors are broken now. It's on the legacy. But this is the first map that I made pretty much all by myself in November. Well, it didn't all happen in November. I actually started working on the map around like the summer of that year, and there was a lot of just trial and error, and I still wasn't sure if I wanted to really start a site. So I was kind of just working on this thing in my spare time, just between work. And this is the map that took us from 0 players to about, I want to say like 1,500 members. We used this map from November to the end of December. But as you can see, we have this giant UCSO relic sitting here because at the time UCSO was still around and we were part of it. And I was so happy when we finally were given our UCSO permissions to put the banner in. And literally the same week that we got to put our UCSO banners up, UCSO disbanded. And I was like, dang. It's like we had that. Because I was really flexing it too. I was super happy about that. But anyways, yeah, we got the little CDC area here. And this was just a very rough reskin of the entire map. And a lot of this was done sort of in my spare time and really, wasn't quite my best work, but I wanted a map that was fully custom. But yeah, this was the map where I met Nuki and Act, and this was really like where a lot of our sort of our core player base and like all the OGs remember hanging out at. So that used to be an elevator that worked, and then you drop down there, and you come to S4, which now kind of has some rocks in the way. But let's check out this room real quick. This is one of my favorite places in the site, because it is a tryout room with a combat stage underneath it, and you can actually stand up here and just look through the grate and like watch people fight. So we had that one, and then we had SCP-3000, which was basically, it's still in here? Oh yeah, it is. It's basically just a giant fish monster thing that you jump in and die. And then we also used to have 914, which, as you can guess, just killed you. But they were, we didn't have a big acting department at the time, so I wanted a way for scientists to be able to do tests without needing a SCP actor. I think that's probably about it. Let's head to Henry's map. So we had to come up with something else. And around Christmas time, I was talking with this guy named Henry Doggo, and I kind of really was talking in a public channel about the problems that we were facing. And Henry DM'd me and he said, I have this site in my back pocket that I was going to give it to a different foundation and they never bought it from me. Do you want to use it? And he just gave us the site for free. And in exchange for that, I made him O5 and head moderator, because he quite literally, by offering us this site, saved us from doing months and months of work to make a new site, because this is also in the base plate. We didn't want to just reskin a site again. We wanted our own base plate map, and he gave us the base plate map. So I was just like, all right, you're immediately, head builder. The kind of sad thing happened to Doggo is that we figured out he was actually underage, and we had to remove him not too long ago. And it sucks because he built this map, and then he built the map that we play on right now. So he's really put in like countless hours for Site 39, and then we had to remove him because he was underage. And I'm still so upset and sad about that, because he doesn't want to talk to me. Like I've tried to reach out to him and ask him how he's doing and whatever, but it's like, yeah, he's just done, dude. And I can understand if you did all this work for a site and then you had to get removed from the game entirely just because of your age. I'd be pretty upset too. But yeah, this is the outside little tryout area over here. So yeah, let's see here. So yeah, CDC up here. And we had an interesting system on this one where you had to, like, if you're in the CDC and you're a CD, you can't open the doors at all. You're just kind of in here. However, you can jump on this little ladder over here, and just like in the new map, there's a spot where you can like jump over and get out. And I've always really, that's one of the things that I think makes our site different in terms of private servers, is I very rarely see ways for Class Ds to get out. Like I know some people have them, but I really wanted that to be a prominent feature, and I really wanted it to be like, yeah, if you want to come here and just be a CD that runs around and causes chaos, there's a possibility to do that. So this one was kind of weird because we came here and there's immediately Sector 4 right here. Like Sector 4 comes before Sector 3. But once again, Sector 4 is a pit. Once again, it kind of has the same design of, long hallways on the left and on the right. And I just wanted this to be a cleaner, simplified version of the one that I built on the first 39 map. But I think this is 682. Yeah. So yeah, we got a little 682 down there. And then on this map, we brought back, again, the idea of the sort of see-through combative tryout floor, although this time you'll notice 2 tryouts can happen in here at the same time. which I loved. I loved coming down here and seeing two different factions trying out, one on each pad. That was pretty cool. Yeah, again, I really love making the intricate tryout rooms. I know you want to ride shotgun. I'm gonna let you ride shotgun. I know you want to ride shotgun. Okay, there we go. So yeah, going into Sector 3, always stopping on a stop sign, don't want to get a ticket, and away we go. So the way we did Sector 3 this time was, yes, you have to get around with Humvees everywhere, which was extremely problematic. We were having to fix Humvees constantly. So we eventually did away with them. But you basically have color-coded checkpoints where you go in, and each checkpoint has 3 SCPs. So this one's 049, 939, and there should be a weird one. Nope, it's 096. They're all normal ones. See if we can find some of them. Also, Sector Redacted came back in the form of this little cave system thing, which I still think is just so cool. It's here. We got 953 because this needs to be kept away from as many people as possible. You know the vibes. Was that 002? Got Iota. I think this is one of the ones where we have a weird one. 457. No. At one point there used to be the headlights, if you know what those are. It might be a checkpoint alpha. Let's just go check this one out real quick and see if it's in here. 035, 023. Okay. But yeah, I think 023 is the only working SCP on that map that legitimately, did a thing that wasn't an actor. Do you have any interview questions for me? You got 2 interview questions. All right. Shoot them at me. I had no expectations. I created Site39 at the time when Site 111, 87, 416, 157, I created Site39 kind of in the midst of all those guys. And it was interesting because I thought that I was always going to exist in their shadow. I never thought that I would surpass those guys in number. And it was so crazy, one by one, as I started creating the site, and before I even hit my first 1,000 members, some of those sites were already going inactive or gone. And then the big one happened where 416 kind of shut down, and I was just I was stunned, and it left a big vacuum for things to, for people to kind of swoop in and be the next 416, which kind of ended up being us. But yeah, at the time, I did not expect to get anywhere beyond maybe a mid-sized site. I never imagined that we would, be number one. But when I think about that though, it's not at all because of just me or just what I did. The only reason that I was successful was because I have an amazing team. I'm talking Nuki, Aquilus, the TAs, the O5s, and a lot of people that were with me in the early days helped me get this thing going. And there is absolutely no way that Site39 could have happened without any of them. So I'm glad you asked that question. I started Site39 because I was really appalled by what I saw in private servers. I had been playing SCPRP for a couple months, just playing public, and I kind of stumbled onto private servers, and I realized, I'm like, oh my gosh, people are making their own, sites and communities in here. So I started to kind of check some of them out, and I just found a lot of gatekeeping, you can't get past checkpoints, you can't do any tests without jumping through hoops, and you got to notify an administrator before you do a test, or you got to be in our official SCD department to go anywhere in our map. And I just I hated that. I hated that you had to be like a faction member, mid-rank, whatever, to explore the map or like basically do anything in the site. You had to be like an MR or something. So I created a site where I was like, we're going to do the opposite. And one of the first like taglines that we had was we would name our server Site 39, all SCD can test on all SCPs. And I made a rule where if you're an SCD, you don't need an escort. You don't need to let anybody know. Basically, if you're on the SCD team, you can test any SCP. And it really gave actors a purpose, and it kind of like pushed the roleplay aspect. And I think we sort of lost that with the new site because I don't see as many tests anymore. But I created Site 39 because I saw a lot of just people abusing their members, people abusing their power, people freaking beefing with people they shouldn't be beefing with, and I wanted a place that felt a little friendlier and felt a little better, and that really caters to the people that have never played the site before. Because as a new person going into some of the other private servers, I was like, my first impressions were, this feels hostile. My first impressions were, I'm being made to feel like I don't have a place here, and because I don't have a special rank or special permission, I'm nobody. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna kind of like turn that around and make a site where people really feel welcome, they feel accepted. I'm gonna make a site where the mod team feels like they're appreciated and people feel like their voices are heard and their efforts are recognized. And I'll admit, like, we're not perfect. Some of these things that I've just said, like making sure people are recognized and appreciated, when you get to a certain point in size, there's things that just slip through the cracks. There's things that go unnoticed. There's things that, because you don't have eyes on every single person at the same time, you can't catch everything. But I still hold those core values, and I still try to make this place a place that feels different than what I experienced when I first joined private servers.
Well, this did indeed take longer than I thought. So, if you did stay until the very end, I would like to thank you, as this video took around 2 to 3 days to make. I would also like to thank Site 39 once again for allowing me to create this video, especially Blue and Sinkuri. If you're interested in learning the secret behind how Site 39 became one of the largest sites ever, feel free to leave a like and subscribe.